Pennines as the North East and North Yorkshire have been shivering in the country's coldest temperatures as Britain was struck by its coldest night this winter.
Yeah, the mercury dipped to -8 in parts of the region. Now, it is a pretty drastic turnaround, isn't it, from the weirdly warm weather that we had just 7 days ago, and perhaps another sign, say the experts, of the need to act now on climate change. Our correspondent Greg Easteel tracked the cold snap as it swept through the region.
Under crisp, clear skies and a crescent moon, the cold took hold across the region last night. Ice lying in wait for the morning's earliest commuters. And when the sun came up in Teesdale, it lit up a frozen landscape. The conditions cold enough to turn river foam to pancakes of ice floating on the water. A remarkable sight, but the more serious point, the huge change in temperatures the region's seen. Last week, we had a daytime high here of 14 degrees. Last night's lows were -8. That's a swing of 22 degrees Celsius in 7 short winter's days. David Hughes has farmed here all his life. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Never. Not like that. No, not to be so high temperatures. And back to this week to be cold temperatures. So it's just unreal, really.
It must feel like a worrying change in the world, in your world in particular, does it?
Well, it's all, I think, down to climate change as usual, isn't it?
This time last week, you could have gone for a country walk around here in not much more than a t-shirt. Not a good idea now. Kathy Merrill, another local, could scarcely remember anything like it either.
I still had plants flowering in the back garden. Up until probably the beginning of last week, but that's not right.
And the expert view on the wild swings in our weather is as worrying as it is perhaps now predictable.
What we are seeing now, though, is this kind of supercharging of the atmosphere with global warming. What's unusual, I suppose, about this event is the fact that it's this rapidity at which these regimes change. So it seems like we go from these very cold temperatures to very warm temperatures and then back to very cold temperatures very rapidly.
As blizzards hit the tops in Weardale this lunchtime, many would be forgiven for wondering what's next this winter.
Well, Greg is live for us at Reedsdale Camp Weather Station in Northumberland. Greg, we know how bad it's been. How bad is it going to get?
Well, Ian, this tree behind me, no doubt the remnants of Storm Arwen back in late November, but last night's weather system certainly made its presence felt, and some. 2 spots in our region recording the lowest temperatures in the country. There were Reedsdale Bank here up in Northumberland, Reedsdale Camp that is, and also Topcliffe way down in North Yorkshire near Thirst, the same, -8. As for what's to come, well, tonight you'll be lucky anywhere in the region pretty much to get much above freezing. Some places will be lower than that. All of this, as we've heard, a worry for people worried about climate change, but it's also a worry for people worried about paying their energy bills. We're seeing soaring costs at the moment and pressure's being put on the Chancellor, the Richmond MP Rishi Sunak, to do something about that. When pressed, though, he certainly, by the sounds of things, wasn't offering any immediate new gifts. Here's what he had to say.
We announced £500 million towards the end of last year to help millions of families, £100, £150 to help them get through the winter. We have something called the Warm Homes Discount, which discounts energy bills about £140. For pensioners, we have the cold weather payments as well, winter fuel discounts, hundreds of pounds worth of help. So there is support there for people, but of course we're always listening, making sure that the policy we've got will support people in the way that we want it to.
As for the longer-term weather prospects, well, we're being warned, in fact, of more snow right along the length of the Pennines. So think about the western region stretching from where we are right down into North Yorkshire. As you can probably tell, heavy rain right now and absolutely no sign of the thermometer flipping back into double digits again anytime soon.